is we can use the auto billing system, specifically the PMS system right here, to spawn effectively a service ticket that can go into a different status for purposes of ordering the licenses, and then you would just purchase order it, receive it, and then bill it. And we just have to set up a product code that's designed to do that scenario. That's what we're talking about, right? We're on the right page. This is the same page you're looking for, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I think so, Tony.
Okay.
We'll stop you if it doesn't sound right.
Right. Okay. So let's look at your product code setup screen here, and let's see what you got going here, so we can see what we got. Okay. So you've got monitoring.
XM radio. Should we just want to change XM radio? Is that a recurring? Okay. You do. Okay.
No, don't change that.
Don't change that one?
Okay, so we'll just put a new one. It doesn't really matter which one we use. We just have to set one up. So
Let's do that.
we're actually going to need two. We're going to need one for the license auto. We'll call it license auto. Spell license. Sorry, is it C or S? License.
L-I-N-E-N-S.
Is it C or S? Forgive me.
C.
Okay. Like that? Yeah. Okay. License auto.
L-I-N-C.
You can type it in, please. Okay, and then we're going to need a license manual, and you'll see why in a minute. Something's wrong with that. Let me look it up. Hold on a minute. That's not spelled right either.
L-I-C. It's not L-I-N. L-I-C-E-N-S.
He got it right. Why was I telling him? I don't know why you were telling him.
I was going to say something's not right with that either. So some, at least we can't spell that thing. There we go. There we go. Good. Drop the E.
Right?
I'll let me.
Still can't see it. Sorry.
L-I-C-E-N-S-E. There you go.
That's it.
L-I-C-E-N-S-E. And just copy that and say put me in. Oh, we.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now that makes sense. Okay, yeah. And then just do a Control V. We need a manual, and then we need a manual one. Okay, all right. Now, so if you need to do a manual invoice, you're purposely going to use now. The other thing we have to do is we've got to get from a revenue position. We have to find out what revenue it's going to hit. So when you go to bill this guy out, you want to put in both of these whatever the revenue points you want to hit. In these fields right here.
34,000.
34,000? Fine. And that's fine. Is there a cost of goods thing to these guys, or not really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it hits your inventory account for 1,200, and then it goes to cost of goods of 4,000. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. Now, is there any labor associated with these guys?
With the software maintenance?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
So labor is currently going to 31. No, that's 31. So is it all going to go to 34 anyways? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. So what we do is we tell the system under PMS to use Y as the recurring contract, and it's going to be a Z when it goes to billing. And I'll show you where that setup is right here. In General 2, we already had Z in there for some reason. Wow, what's going on here? So the manual is Z, and the Y goes here. And what happens is we only have one status, so are we let's revisit this subject from a fire inspection, or do you have inspection? Okay, is this fire inspection, is that you get paid after you do the work or before you do the work?
Before.
Okay. Let's see if what's where we got going on here. So G, L, and X is sitting right there. So LMGX. L is fine. M, G, and X. Okay, so this is fine. We just don't have any setup. We don't need a setup that says we get paid after the fire inspection. You get paid up front, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so then instead of making this go to 0, which would probably be status service work to do. Let's see what statuses are. Status. Status is fire inspections. Okay. We want to put this to like order parts or something down here. We want to make this generate a ticket in the order part status K effectively. Because that's what's going to happen. You're going to generate a purchase order on this, correct? Or are you going to do the quote part of it? Is it you have to do the quote first, or generate the purchase order for next? What's next?
For the software agreement?
Yep.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Fire alarm inspection.
No, a software agreement. Is it a purchase order to the vendor?
To do a purchase order to the vendor, it needs to be an order part.
Right.
Well, we have to do a PO received, I would think, would be where it should end up.
Well, it's actually going to. You have to generate the purchase order first, send it to the vendor, and then receive the PO.
Yeah, he's not talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So it goes to status K. So it's going to spawn a ticket. What's going to happen then is it's an auto contract that you put in the hold status 7. You put the contract here, and you create it with a product code of Y, and you give it an anniversary date of whatever the cycle is. Is it yearly? Is it a yearly thing?
Yeah.
Okay. And what happens is when it... Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
When it...
Can we have multiple cycles?
Yeah, I know.
You do, okay. Never, we know we can.
Yeah, absolutely correct. Yeah, you can have different quarterly, semis, whatever. It doesn't just a quantity thing. It's just a quantity thing. But the point is, you use the product code Y as the starting point, and it sits in the contract hold status of 7. When it spawns the child, because we've got spawning right here turned on, it's instead of making it a Y, it's going to make it a Z product code for purposes of billing. So it doesn't. So it lets you close out the Z ticket. So it's effectively you can bill it, and it goes to completed projects. So that's why we have to have both. And then this is it's telling the system it's going to stick it into order parts, and then purchasing will generate the purchase order to the vendor. You receive it later on, and then you bill it later on.
Okay.
Okay? All right, so.
We probably should go through a...
So my question, so for these, it's not going to auto bill like it does for monitoring and stuff. It automatically does the bill. I will do the bill after the part comes in.
That's correct. After you get the parts, you're gonna generate the bill against the service contract, the license contract, just like a normal service ticket that would be billed.
Okay.
And the reason for that is we have to generate the purchase order to the vendor first,
Right.
and then receive it just like any other thing else, and then bill it like anything else too.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I mean it's clean. It's clean. It's unfortunately it's procedural, but you got to do it. You've got no choice. There's no mechanism to generate the purchase order automatically. But at least it gives you the service ticket to do it against it. So it's not like it's a tough thing.
So this doesn't change our process for fire alarm inspections or monitoring, correct?
Nope.
Or XM radio?
Nope. Doesn't change anything. Nope.
Could we go through the process of what we're talking about doing?
Yeah, we'll do that through. Yeah, we'll do that. I want to do one thing. We can also give it a different series of project numbers if you want. For example, right now, the other ticket. Let's see what's going on with these guys here. 1 second. Product code here. This guy down here. So monitoring is using. He's using other one. See, other one's being used right here for other one. Those are all coming in as other one. We can make these guys other two if you want, or keep them in the same series. It's totally up to you.
We don't understand.
Okay, so right now you're using this other one number here. You've got these coming in as 90,000 tickets. So we can either we can do a different number if you want. We can make it 100,000 or something, or.
No, I think we're fine just leaving it with other one.
Okay, fine. So let me just tell the system to use other one right down here. So that's going to use other one. And for some reason, if you were to do a manual one, it would you may not want it to use. It's up to you.
Service call line 2. Service call line 2, please.
Yeah, on the other, this is going to follow the 90,000 series for sure. I guess the manual one could almost fall back to a service ticket one. It's up to you.
Or a 100,000, we can reduce ordering first.
Yeah, right. We can just make it. Yeah, we can just make it. Just go into your $100,000 project, your normal project numbers for manual. Yeah, but the auto ones will kick in using the 90,000 series. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got this configured. Exit, save changes. And we can go ahead then and create a ticket and create one for us. So we come over here to this guy and we choose our license auto, and yeah, and then it gives us the next one. It should give us the 90 series number, which it did. And who's their first victim?
Let's just do torrent. Let's just make it a torrent project.
Okay. So torrent sound, that's you right there, yes?
Yep.
Okay. And then come over here to this guy. We put it into our contract hold status, which is 7, like so. And we say license, and CENSES test, something like that.
Yeah.
Ship via I guess torrents install, maybe, I don't know, whatever that is, and then com is going to be whatever that is. Yeah, okay. And then we hit next, and now here's where you set up your frequencies, and it would be certainly a 1, if not 4 or whatever it is. And it's always the first of the month, whatever that month is. So we can make it September, or we can make it August. It's up to you.
Okay. Make it August, because if you play with it and you run September, isn't it gonna do all of September?
Right. So we'll just do August for now. We'll do August. Okay. Here we go. And then previous customer. That's fine. And then edit project. And in this case, you want to put the part number that you're actually going to be purchasing. You know, the license part number right there.
Yeah. I mean, you could do a part number for Tatsu, P, Rollin, RAU. Just gonna do TCC 3000, TCU 3000.
I'm sorry.
That's a software. TCU 3000. Should be a software. Well, it has to. I must have spelled it wrong. Here it is. There's SW on it. So that's a software agreement.
And how many you want it?
Just for 1 year. So right now, let's just do that. $300 our cost. Yep. So that's the part that we would order from Rollin.
Yeah. Okay. So now what we do is this. We've got the project set up. We come down here to PMS and we set
Yep.
So on the procedural side, you're going to go to billing menu, and then you're going to check PMS right here. And then you set your effective date, which is in our case 8/1, and then you've got lists set here. And then you do start, and what it does is it gives you the list of all the contracts that are going to be generated for this period, which should be 1. Unless there's some other history that's in the background that I'm not aware of.
No, it should just be the 1.
Okay. No default printer. This is a Windows 10 thing.
Go down to printer that says
Yeah, just go down to printer and select another one. Any of them is fine.
front office.
Front office.
Let's try that again. Yeah, this is the Delphi report. I don't have this in a Crystal report. Shoot. Delphi. I didn't think we were running into this problem anymore. Shoot. Let's see here. Return. No, this is a Delphi report problem. PMS 8 start. There we go. There we go. Okay. We just need to go out and come back in. Okay, so there's your this is the list. This is your list that'll be generated for the project, and then if you're assuming you're happy with the list, you say create list, and it spawns the tickets.
Okay.
And then we hit start, and now what it's going to do is it's going to spawn a child from the parent, and you see what it did. There's your There's your parent over on the right, and there's your child over here. And it should, if we log in as purchase order person, there should be an order parts message in. Let's log in as who's let me go out.
I don't get a message for order
Oh, you don't get a message for order parts. Oh, you just go there yourself then. Okay. So you can come over here to order parts. And we go to listen status, and we go to order parts, and there should be a order parts message under order parts right here. And there's your license right there. Bump, bump, bump.
Okay, good.
What happens when there's labor? Is that going to be the same thing?
Well, you could just add the labor.
I bill off this project, right?
That's correct, 100%.
So the labor will just come over and it'll be billed when the license comes in.
Got it. Okay. So you'll have all the labor there to then they can do their labor, post their labor to this project, and then you post the labor to this one, and then you can do it. Okay. For cost.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how we do fire inspection.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Now, something didn't happen. I want to check one thing because it didn't pick up it's kept it at product code Y instead of Z. I got to check that out. It should have changed it to a Z product code. Let me just take a look in the setup. Maybe I screwed up. Just a second. Because it should have been a Z product code here. Let's see. Oh, I see. New. Okay, this is where you put the Z right there. That's why it didn't take over. It didn't spawn project, new project, allow project to be billed, follow PMS. Yeah, okay, so we needed to not that this one is real, but just to show you what it would have done if okay, fine. So it should have changed the product code to a Z so that you can bill it, because right now this would force the project back to the Y, causes it to go back to this status 7 when it's done, which we don't want because we want this to be done. So it should have changed it to a Z for purposes of completing the sale, and it will in the future. Okay. It just didn't do it for the one time. That time it just didn't do it. So there you go. That's the thing. That's the stick.
I can work with that.
Okay. All right, guys.
Tony.
Okay.
Can you send us the recording that you did?
Yeah, I got to produce it. It'll take a little bit of time. It takes an hour to produce it's twice as long to produce, but I'll send you a download link once I get the